What would you like?
Show me your wares.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Saying that the finger of God is a piece of rubbish.
Hurry!
Who are
Foul
you calling
weather,
a piece
isn't
of
it?
rubbish?
Not
Yeah,
you,
it's
the
really
king
nasty
of-
out.
Is that you? What's happening?
What do you think about Malashov? We were damn lucky.
More like the people in the village were damned lucky. I'm glad you talked the devil out of burning it down.
Well, it took a bit more than talk.
It takes guts to stand up to Hinneg. But to beat him? My lord.
Do you think he'll want revenge?
You humiliated him in front of his own men. It can't be ruled out. You'd better keep an eye on him. Or go and have it out with him, straight up.
Any idea what'll happen next?
Another madcap scheme, most likely. What else? That's all we ever seem to do, in case you hadn't noticed.
Sometimes I ask myself what me and Capon have got ourselves into.
I tell you what you've got yourselves into, but I don't want to start cursing.
Just sleep.
What do you think of Rosa Ruthard? Never met a girl like her before.
What do I know? She's a Schickse, so not for me. She's quite comely, but a bit too smart for her own good. A man has to be wary of those, or else he will end up like Adam did with Lilith. Think of the poor fellow who will have her for a wife one day.
Don't worry. You're not going to...
Can't you see? I'm as deaf as a post.
I'm not sure what to think of Malashov. I reckon it was a success. I can't bring myself to feel happy about it.
What's done is done. The devil got his ass kicked, the peasants still have a roof over their heads. And if it weren't for you, half our men who are now rotting beneath the walls would still be breathing.
After what I went through in Skalitz, I couldn't just burn down people's homes.
Tell that to the dead. If only you'd let the devil do his job, there'd be a lot less of them. Look, I know you probably imagined yourself heroically saving the king and protecting innocents. And believe me, that's exactly what we're doing. It's just not as simple and honorable as we'd like it to be.
So, I'm back. How's it going? Have you got anything out of von Bergov?
Not yet. We need to fix ourselves up after the battle. We'll hear what Otto has to say tomorrow.
I'll sort you out nicely. Yeah! Yeah! Wanker!
How can I help you?
I'd like to use your services.
And what are you interested in, sir?
Do you have some pretty girl here who could, keep me company?
My girls know how to make a fella happy.
What I really need right now is a little taste of paradise.
Great, but it'll cost you.
I'll gladly pay you.
Excellent. You won't regret it, sir.
Christ, pardon me.
Not now. I can't hear a bloody thing.
My mouth is watering just thinking.
Lovely evening.
God be with you, my lady.
Nice work! Nice work indeed. You saved the peasants but sent your own men to the slaughter. You like to keep your hands clean, but war is a nasty business. So who are you going to sacrifice for your conscience next? Your little Jew brother? Cape on? Yourself? You play the game, but you don't understand the rules. And in the end, you'll lose. You learned nothing. You understood nothing. And yet I tried so hard. And yet we share the same fate. My family was slain too, by the Turks. I felt just like you do. And Eric went through the same thing. That's why I took him in. We're one big family. Of orphans. Well, of course, you do have a father. Although he's not gone so far as to give you his name.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses.
I'm sorry. Rain. Isn't it a bit early for that? It's ages till St. Wenceslas Day, and they don't collect tithes before.
Grüß Gott. Was brauchst du, mein Herr?
How's it going, Captain? Do you have any work for me?
Sehr interessant. I thought you were helping Siska.
What of it? So is there anything you need a hand with, Frenzel?
Was soll ich sagen? After our Lord paid ransom for us to the Scheißkerl Cherton, there is peace here. Fortunately. Aber warte. Actually, there is one thing. You ought to have a word with our huntsman Dobrosch. He might have eine Aufgabe for you. See, someone poached a white roebuck in his territory the other day.
A white roebuck? That's a rare sight.
Ja, and Dobrosch takes it as a personal offense. So go easy on him, hörst du?
What exactly do you mean by that?
Just ask him if there's anything new happening in his territory, and wait until he tells you himself. Oh, ja. He really doted on that creature. Und das war alles. I don't have anything else.
All right, thank you. I'll ask around. I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested in?
I'm interested in sword fighting.
Fine, but it'll take some time. Brave, good.
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Aber ja, warum nicht? Ich bin so alt, ich kann dir sagen, dass most men who pick up the iron do not know how to use it much. So it's best to just forget about any tricks and simply send them to the ground with one quick slash. Willst du es mir zeigen?
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Good. Now, where was I? Right. How to bring a bloke down before he finds the hole you made in him. Erstens, you hit him a few times from the right. Und dann, at the same time, with a step nach rechts, you slash at his neck. Ha! A seriously fast and deadly hit. Vor allem, wenn der Gegner ein dummer Bauerntölpel ist. Und jetzt, try it out a few times, junger Mann. Ja. Das
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Also gut. Was soll's? I can show you something. It seems to me that a thrust with a sword to the leg is pretty simple, but bloody effective. Willst du es mir zeigen?
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Ja, wie ich bereits sagte, it's a quick slash to the opponent's leg. After two quick attacks from above, instead of lifting the sword, you unexpectedly attack the knee of your opponent's front leg. There's not much to think about. Ein schneller Hieb und fertig. Haha. Und jetzt, try it out a few times, junger Mann. Na und? Ist doch gut, oder? May it serve you in good health.
Is von Burgov's interrogation starting soon?
You came at the right time. We're just about to deal with him. and you can join in.
Welcome to Sukdal, Lord von Berghoff. Despite the circumstances that brought you here.
It is an honor, Peter. Compared to what I had to endure from Zizka and Kunstadt, your good manners are a welcome change.
I'll do my best to make your, involuntary stay no more inconvenient than it has to be.
Aren't you being a bit too welcoming, Sir Peter?
Just what I was thinking. Fuck that bollocks! He's a captive, not some busty wench. He's only alive to squeal what he knows. It'd be quicker if I just beat it out of him.
Just a beating? What about breaking a finger or two? Or singeing the soles of his feet? You yourself forced me and Capon to do similar things when you brought that captive to Trusky.
Forced you? Come off it, boy. Should I tell the gentleman here what actually happened?
You just keep your fucking gob shut until someone asks you to squeal.
Instead of these pathetic threats, why do you not make me an offer? You do know that I am...
Shut your trap, Otto. Right now you're nothing. You lost most of your men at Rabos, and the rest croaked when we took Malashov. So what do you have left? A nice coat? And a smug face?
Do you really think Sigismund made me his chamberlain because of my soldiers? Or to have someone to take care of the running of conquered fortresses?
Shut up, damn it! We're asking the questions.
Really? Then why have I not heard a single one yet? And what a shame that is. I am a pragmatic man, and I'm sure we can work something out. But lay a hand on me, and you will not hear a single word.
This is unbelievable. He's lost everything, but he still thinks he can push us around.
Well, he's right, though. He is one of Sigismund's closest men.
You're buying that? He talks just like Jobst. When he gets here, they can yap till doomsday for all I care. But now we just don't have the time.
Jobst wants to come back here. After he got away from us by the skin of his teeth?
Well, he has to show Sigismund our army up close.
So it's true. I couldn't believe the Margrave had finally made a move. I thought he would never march into battle.
What's wrong, sir? You're not afraid, are you?
Afraid that Jobst, that court schemer, might defeat a warlord like Sigismund in the field? Although, I expect you people have no idea of the situation Sigismund is in right now.
Oh. What situation is he in, then?
In the shit, Lord Trotznov. In the shit. So, a sensible person should seize every opportunity that presents itself. And I am eminently sensible. Lord Capon.
Yes?
When you came to Trotsky, you were carrying a message with an offer of an alliance from Lords Hanush and Radzik, were you not?
Exactly.
I think it is time I gave you my answer.
A wise decision, sir.
But suspicious. Why the sudden change of heart?
You think I'm some villain, don't you? But I have only ever wanted what is best, believe me. What is best for this country, for my loyal supporters, and, naturally, for myself. And I'm not ashamed of that. And it appears that Sigismund is no longer what is best. He's in trouble, both here and in Hungary. The army is not getting paid, morale is poor, and the Kuttenberg miners are rebelling, so the crown is running out of silver.
I see. The butcher's on his way, so you want to flee the pigsty, eh?
Naturally. And together we can even set fire to this pigsty, as you put it. If you want my advice.
I'm all ears. Sir?
The last straw Sigismund is grasping is the royal treasury at the Italian court. If he were to lose his silver, he wouldn't be able to pay his soldiers and would have to withdraw to Hungary.
We're supposed to rob the Italian court?
The most secure place in the town?
Of course. And while you're there, you can also free the lords captured at Raborz.
My father.
Lord Pisek, as the former Mintmaster, you must surely know of some way to sneak in.
There is no way. The court's an impregnable fortress.
Really? What about tunneling in? There are hundreds of tunnels beneath the city, and if I'm not mistaken, one of them runs beneath the court.
That's total madness. There might be some passageway leading there, but no one knows those old tunnels now. Besides, they might collapse at any time. One could easily come to a bad end there.
But that can also happen when you try to mount a horse drunk. What's with this tunnel?
There's a whole labyrinth of tunnels under the city. You'd have to dig from inside the treasury to find the one you want. And where they all lead to, God alone knows.
God and me.
Oh, pardon me, milady, but how would you know?
Not all young noble women devote their days to embroidery, Sir Peter. I look after Father's documents, and I know all about the plans of the passageways beneath our palace. St. James's Church owes its existence in part to the generous donations of the Routards. So in the past we had a secret underground entrance built into its crypts, and St. James's is right next to the Italian court.
A handy escape route from the palace, eh? If you don't mind crawling through a tunnel, that is.
In short, you can theoretically walk directly from Routard Palace to the Italian court.
Sure. That is, after breaking through the walls that separate the crypt from the tunnel, and the tunnel from the cellars.
By Christ. It's worth a try.
That sounds almost too good to be true. And too easy. With a bit of luck, we'll get to the cellars of the court. What then?
What do you think? The guards will come down on you and it'll all be over.
So we need someone who can help us on the inside. Someone who'll distract the guards and lead us to the silver.
What about Ulrich Vavak? If we threaten him a little, he might help us.
Most importantly, he's got the Mintmaster's key. You'll need it to get to the silver. But I wouldn't advise you to rely on the help of that sycophant of Sigismund's.
Nor would I. Couldn't your brother help us instead, Lord Pisek?
Christian? He can be hard to deal with sometimes. He'd be taking a big risk, and besides, he doesn't have the Mintmaster's key to the treasury. I'm afraid Vavak's your only hope.
There is one other possibility.
Oh? What's that, Sir Otto?
Perhaps you have heard about the expected arrival here of a rare visitor from very far away.
Who? Do you mean... Surely not.
The very one.
What the fuck are you talking about? Speak clearly!
Well then, a papal legate is on his way to the town directly from Rome. He's coming to adjudicate the dispute about the new church.
What's that got to do with us?
Where would he be received except at the Italian court, along with his entourage? No one knows them, no one has ever seen them, and very few understand their language. They might as well be volunteering for you to take their place.
Well, bugger me. This is starting to sound fucking good.
What? What do you mean, take their place? Are we supposed to kill them, or what?
Why not?
Fuck.
We can't. Godwin, say something. You're a priest, after all.
You're right. Jesus. Get a grip, fellas. Do you want to burn in hell?
Calm down. We'll just lock the Pope's lackey up for a bit, and once we've got the silver, we'll let him go again. No one gets hurt.
St. Joseph, cover thy ears!
Where will we find that legate?
He's staying in Loretz, at the vineyard. He's got the use of the whole place for himself and his escort. But I don't know how many there are.
Good. We'll send Catherine there to have a look.
And then we'll burst in there and cause a bit of a fuss, so he doesn't get any stupid ideas. And that'll be that.
Is there no other way to solve it? Without violence?
Gentlemen, the legate is a man of the cloth, like me. I know Latin, and even a bit of Italian too, as it happens. I could explain to him what we need. Maybe we can persuade him to go along with it.
He'll tell us to kiss his arse, more likely.
Sir Hinek, never underestimate the power of sweet words. Especially when the listener has a knife at his throat.
It's true, none of us would be very convincing as an Italian cardinal. It'd be better if we made him take us with him, as his retinue.
What if the legate refuses to talk to us?
Well, we can always beat him up. Take his clothes and let someone else put them on. Like, Godwin, eh? Since he's a priest.
Hold on. I'm not going to play the jester for anyone.
Nobody's asking you to. We stick to the plan. We'll work on the legate so he agrees to take us in with him. Then we'll find a way somehow.
But what do we do with the legate's real retinue?
Lock them up at the Devil's Den. One of our men can guard them there.
A couple more peculiar fellas blabbering nonsense won't look out of place there in the slightest.
All right. Let's say we get inside with the legate. What then? What if he betrays us?
That's why we mustn't let him out of our sight. Godwin will take care of that.
Me?
You said you spoke Italian, didn't you? If he starts squealing, you'll hold a dagger to his ribs and ask him politely to play nice.
May God look the other way.
Meanwhile, the rest of us will have to deal with the guards inside, prepare the ground for digging, and open the treasury.
That's damned risky.
No one will be expecting us. As long as we don't make a ruckus too soon, it'll all be over. And the whole place will be ours before they even notice.
All right. I can't think of anything better anyway.
Agreed then. We'll try gentle persuasion to begin with. And now, to the task! Henry, you go to the town and squeeze anything that could help us out of Vavak.
Most importantly, get that key from him.
Then wait for us at Rotard Palace, where we'll set up our base. We'll get there first thing in the morning.
And how are you going to get inside? The palace will be closed and maybe guarded. I don't expect you want to march through the main entrance, where everyone can see you, and break the gate down while you're at it.
That's true, milady. What do you suggest?
There's not only a passageway to the church, but also down to the river. I know it like the back of my hand. I could show Henry the way if you like.
No offense, my lady, but you'll be safer here.
She's coming with me. Nobody knows Ruthard Palace as well as Lady Rosa.
Do you want to get into the court? Then you need Ruthard Palace. You want Ruthard Palace? Then I'm coming along.
All right. Both of you are going to town. And no dawdling. You should be on the road tomorrow at the latest. Time is of the essence.
That's that then. Let's get to work.
What do you think of the deal with von Berghoff?
I don't care about von Berghoff right now. Did you see how everyone ignored me there? I may be younger than them, but I'm still a nobleman.
They're nobles too.
That was no obstacle to you in Malashov when you went against the devil.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't do something.
That makes sense. And the devil could use a few more cuts and bruises. You did the right thing. I probably wouldn't have taken him on.
If Sir Hanush saw you at Malashov, he'd be proud.
Well, now I just look like a fool. And it was only thanks to me that von Berghoff even lived to see that council.
But you can't really blame Sam. If you were in his place, you'd see red too.
Whatever. Someone like him has no business threatening a noble's life.
Someone like him?
You know what I mean. Why do you keep defending that madman?
Well, he's the closest thing to a brother that I've got.
You don't even share any blood. Even I could be your brother in that case.
A nobleman and a dung grubber, brothers? Impossible.
All right then. But try to understand, he simply went too far. Von Berghoff will remember that well.
I'd never have thought it'd be so easy. Getting revenge on you, I mean. First Istvan Toth, now you. And tomorrow...
By tomorrow, you may all be dead. Actually, I would say that is becoming more and more likely.
Would you like to know how Istvan died? What it sounded like when he fell out of that window and got smashed on the rocks below the tower?
You seem to be laboring under the naive illusion that I cared about Toth. You killed a murderer and a fool. All you achieved by that was saving us the trouble.
Don't try that tough talk on me. You're afraid, aren't you?
Afraid of what? You?
Of not being firmly in charge for once. You have to dance to someone else's tune. And that terrifies you.
An interesting idea. I will remember it when I am dining with Lord Pisek, and you are picking up crumbs outside somewhere.
You pretend to be the Lord of Lords, but had no qualms about taking a defenseless woman prisoner. You should be ashamed.
I would feel more ashamed if I hadn't taken her hostage.
If I learn you laid one finger on her...
Calm down, Sir Knight. I took her to Malashov to make sure nobody would hurt her. There were many in Kuttenberg looking for a way to blackmail or at least humiliate Rudolf. And a pretty young daughter like that is the perfect means to that end. Do you not think?
I hope she's been treated well. As you say, she is Ruthard's daughter and heiress.
Don't worry. I personally made sure she never wanted for anything.
First you have Ruthard imprisoned, and now you're helping his daughter. Why?
Can you imagine? I don't like unnecessary violence. Especially violence against the fair sex. Moreover, that Ruthard girl is a remarkable young lady. Despite her apparent aloofness, I must say, I was quite charmed by her. And so were you, judging by how much you ask about her.
That's none of your business.
So be it. But I advise you to hold onto her tooth and nail. She's smarter than all of you put together.
I thought people like you would abhor defection.
I'm your hostage. I appreciate being treated well, and I don't hesitate to reciprocate. That is all.
You'll be nothing but a traitor to Sigismund and his people.
If you attempt to steal the silver, you will draw all attention to yourself, whether you succeed or not. They will hunt you like vermin. And my so-called betrayal will be the least of their concerns for quite a while.
You want to buy your safety by snitching on your own allies?
What snitching? Sigismund's precarious position is no secret. And I don't have to worry about my safety, do I? Lords Capon and Pisek have sworn that no harm shall befall me, assuming you can keep that Jew in line.
I hope it's not too comfortable for you here. Just say the word and I'll arrange it so you can sleep down in the cellars.
No need to worry, lad. Being under one roof with Zizka and Kunstadt is torment enough.
How does von Bergov seem to you? He's not nearly as threatening now.
W dupie mam Bergowa. Ale ta dzierlatka, którą ukrywał w wieży, jest warta grzechu. Piękna, młoda, wzór cnót niewieścich. Gdy jednak zaciągniesz się do wyrka, to będziesz rad, że dożyjesz rana. To widać od razu.
She Ruthart's daughter, you pig. No hostage. She on our side.
Tym lepiej. Myśmy ją przecież oswobodzili. Jeśli jest dobrze wychowana, to miałaby się nam wszystkim odwdzięczyć.
Is he talking about Rosa?
He just say she is, a very fine lady. No more. You boy, my savior! You free me from stocks. I never forget this. Janusz will repay you.
Do you have any specific reward in mind?
Hey, you listen close.
I'm listening.
Really?
Aye, really.
You want my sausage? You'll never find better.
What are you blabbering about? What sausage?
Proper one. Full of goodness. Maybe not smell so good, but taste good when you hold nose.
I'll take it.
You will not be sorry. Come back when it is nice and firm. It melt in your mouth. You see.
Firm? Well, all right. You told me to come back for sausages. So here I am.
No worry, eh? Sausages not grow on trees. Come back when they're ready.
What did you think of von Bergov's interrogation?
Oh, well, no blood was spilled. Nobody got tortured, and Otto kept all his fingers. So if you ask me, it went nice and peacefully.
Isn't it strange how von Bergov suddenly bends over backwards to help us?
Not really. He's a selfish fucker who goes where the wind blows in his favor. Actually, I kinda like that about him.
Is there any chance we could actually pull off this robbery?
Only if everybody does what they're told. You included.
I thought that was water under the bridge.
I'd love to forget that beating, believe me. But the body gets old, and every new wound takes longer to heal than the one before.
Now you sound like some grandpa with one foot in the grave.
Watch that grandpa doesn't tickle your belly with a knife in the night, you cheeky bugger. But hey, let bygones be bygones. Actually, it's a good thing we didn't have to slaughter those dung grubbers. But now you have to listen to your elders and betters. Got it?
Have you and Zizka thought about what you're gonna do with the Italian court silver?
I'm not planning that far ahead. First we'll have to steal it, and then get out alive. I'll think about how many rounds of beer and wenches it'll pay for when I'm sitting on top of it somewhere safe.
But what if the plan falls apart?
I won't lie. There's a very high chance some things will go belly up. And if it does, we'll all be praying for a quick death.
You're not serious about praying for a quick death, are you?
You fucking bet I am. Getting caught with Sigismund's silver in our clutches would be the beginning of a very long and fucking painful journey to the afterlife.
Greetings. What would you like? God be with you. It happened! That's not where you're going.
Did you hear what was arranged with von Bergov?
Of course, but I don't even have the will to shake my head anymore.
I keep wondering why a woman like you tags along with blokes like us.
And what did you come up with?
It occurred to me maybe you and I are a bit alike.
You don't say. Like how?
Well, for example, I lost everything. I have nowhere to go back to. I have a father, but I barely know him. The Devil's Pack is like my family now. I thought you might be in a similar situation.
Family? A fine family that is. Murderers, drunks, fornicators and gamblers led by the devil himself.
Oh, come on, you know what I mean.
Look, I'm simply here. Does it bother you? Would you prefer if I wasn't here?
No, not at all. I thought...
Then don't think. And keep yourself to yourself.
You told me to come back for sausages. So here I am.
You must wait. They be ready soon.
You told me to come...
You must wait.
Excuse me.
Did you and Capon make up?
I do not see any reason to.
Well, you didn't expect us to let you murder von Berghoff, did you?
Ah, he would have deserved it, noble or not.
He's worth far more to us alive.
More than the people from our village who died in the Gezerah? That is some chutzpah, my friend.
I understand. I've been through the same when Scallis was burned to the ground. People I've known all my life died there.
Then tell me, how would you feel to have revenge within your grasp, only for Capon to show up and say, "No, no, bad Henry, you cannot do that"?
Now, of course I'll be pissed off. But there's a lot more at stake here than some personal grudge.
I reckon that whoreson is sitting on his shinken in one of the finest chambers too. I am fucking thrilled.
I can't hear.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
It looks like the two of us will be going to Kuttenberg alone.
I can hardly wait.
Aren't you looking forward to going home?
When they captured Pa, von Bergov's people came to Ruttard Palace.
Did they do anything to you?
No, I wasn't harmed. But before they took me away, they ransacked the place. Then von Bergov just took me to Malashov. It's likely Vavak took our home for himself. He's always threatened to do that.
Well, you can try. When we free your father, Ruttard Palace will be yours again.
I hope so. But that's still far from certain.
How do we even get inside Ruttard Palace?
Like I said, through the underground.
Well, I suppose by now I ought to know you don't have back doors here. Just secret passages, eh?
You are in mining country, you know. There's more going on here below ground than above.
How will I find the entrance this time? From the position of some cross again?
No, I'll guide you this time. It's just below the walls. You only need to know where to turn.
Are you ready to go?
There's no point in dallying.
Actually, there's something I need to take care of first. I'll be right back.
Just a little longer.